Well, here's a live with not too much warning at all. Oh, that's the story of my life these days. I catch it when I can. So I'm going to wait for a few minutes to get a couple of the live chatters that hopefully will be joining to jump in the box with us here so we can make sure all systems are go. And then we'll do a little mini haul. And then I'm going to try to make some, I'm not going to try, I'm going to make some tags. I'm just going to watercolor some tags, splatter some stuff. Who knows what it's going to be for my little gifts for the participants in my retreat this summer. Hey, Angela. Hi, Jan. Hi, Evie. Hey, Kate. That was very impromptu. Hey, Janine. I said at about 7:33. I said, hey, I think I might stream a little bit tonight, hon. Bouncing on a trampoline. Hey, Liz. Welcome, everybody. That's a surprise. I've been exhausted today. I had a very long drive yesterday, 13 hours of driving, and got home about midnight last night. And I haven't been sleeping last week's very well, so I was poop-de-dude. Hey, Penny, Gayla, impromptu, hello. Okay, let's get her going because it's 7:45 p.m. I didn't even tell Joan because I didn't want her to feel like she had to jump on here. But I got a mini haul and a mini discovery that's I've had for a number of years and very safely placed it in a safe box in a safe place that I uncovered today. So I think we're going to make it unsafe. But you know how I like to foil on fabric? Well, I got a wild hair the other day and I ran across, I don't know how I even found it, but I ran across Tim Holtz fabrics. Abandoned by Tim Holtz is what the line is called. And they have an abandoned 2 line. I got these half yards. Is that what they are? Sold by the half yard on Etsy. The shop I got these from is Modern Quilter. All except for this last one. And this was a different shop. I can't remember who that was from. But you can find them if you search Etsy for Abandoned by Tim Holtz or Abandoned 2, number 2. And these are really, really beautiful. So this one, you know I like this one. So Mama got 2 of those. So I actually have a yard. But with gold foil in that, and look at the text, and it's got his grunge kind of layered look to it. I'm gonna be foiling on these, but not tonight. Eminem. Hello, who else did I miss? Anybody? But that one's called, oh, of course it's in French. Roulette. Oh, I just moved it. Now I can't see it except for in the camera. Rula Peltier and Patina. Whatever. Well, you'll get it. And this one reminded me of all my Robin McClendon palette and marks and stuff that she uses. This one just looks so cool. And I can just picture some gold foil on this. This one is called London Gridlock Neutral. So I think they're pretty darn cool. So that was London Gridlock Neutral. This one is called Gilded Mosaic in Gold. He's got another mosaic, but it doesn't have the gold in it. But it just, it's just a little, it's just too yummy not to play with. Somehow, for someone who doesn't play with fabrics. Well, other than to do something that I'm not supposed to be doing on them, which is how I do. How the hell did I fold that? Get that folded so wrong. Okay, we'll try that. There you go. Close enough. This one is called Drop Cloth Multi. And it's got a bunch of splats and spills and, a little pop of turquoise in there with all those warm colors. I mean, how bad can that be? Hey, Judy. Welcome. So I got that one. We'll do this sometime. Sometime. I'm going to say sometime soon, but my soon's running out. This one is called Rusted Patina. And this also has a lot of the font in it. You can see all the script and all this stuff down here, the turquoise and the oranges and the grids and some of the oranges in there. I mean, these are beautiful to me. And this one I don't have the name of this one, but this one I got from a different, oh, maybe it says it on here what it is. Muted Medallions. There we go. This is the Muted Medallions. And there wasn't many shops that had this one, but this one's pretty cool. It's very muted colors, again, with the text in the background. And what? Muted medallions are in there. It's kind of a blue-gray cast to it. So I thought, why not? So at some point, we will play with these. I'm really running out of time. So I have a busy week coming up. We're off from work Friday and Monday, but we have friends coming in from South Carolina for the long weekend. And then the following weekend, hopefully, we're going to Ocean City for the weekend stay with some friends of ours that invited us. And the next weekend, we got friends from Pennsylvania coming for a cookout on Saturday. And that's the 16th. And then the 19th is the cookout here for the art retreat. And then it's the art retreat till the 24th. And then I have to train the person the last week of July who's going to sit in my chair, my virtual chair for work and cover me when I have my knee surgery, which is coming up on August the 2nd. So a whole lot of stuff going on that just kind of like right down into the bottleneck to get it all done. Hey, Kath. So that's hey, Judy. That's my, yeah. So I don't know how that's going to work, but I don't know if you guys were on stream with me when P&M Artist Studios, Patricia and Mariah were talking about barons, and they said they have a guy on their Facebook page for PM Artist Studio who makes wooden barons by hand. He has an Etsy shop. His name is Anthony Cody, Cody. And I was looking at the ones that he had, and it looked like this handle top here was a lot smaller, and I have a big hand. So he actually made one bigger for me. So I had a little bit bigger of a grip. And actually, I'm glad I didn't go any bigger than that because that's pretty comfortable. But he inlays abalone and some other stone in there. It's like a real pretty fancy baron. And I don't like the baron that you can buy for the jelly plate. I don't like that thing. I'll be giving it away at the retreat. And he sends you a little bottle of this tongue oil to keep it kind of lubed up kind of nice. So we'll see how that goes. Kathy, hi. CB. Hang on, somebody's blowing up my phone. Let me make sure there's no emergency. Okay. That's my friend's boyfriend checking in. So I was driving 13 hours yesterday because I took one of my best friends is struggling with stage 4 lung cancer. It's not good at all. And she's in North Carolina. And I went to meet her mother in Virginia and drive her mother down to her yesterday so that they could spend some time together because they haven't seen each other since Christmas. So we hit such terrible traffic going past DC and in Northern Virginia until we got almost into Richmond and got past the merge where people would go east to the coast for Virginia Beach and Hatteras and the Outer Banks and stuff. Usually it was 10 hours of driving. It was 13 hours of driving to get there and back yesterday. I stayed for about 3-hour visit with a buddy of mine that drives with me. We pick him up in Fredericksburg. He used to work with me and Debbie years ago, so he goes with us. And so I was wiped out when I got home last night and haven't been doing a whole lot today. I don't bounce. The old girl don't bounce like she used to. But anywho, what are you going to do? So this little treasure That's why I'm so tired. And that's why the stream is so late. And that's why I'm like, might have half my wits about me. I found this little box. I was moving some stuff around, trying to get ready for the retreat, looking for something, and I found this. And I thought, hey, I remember those boxes. What do I have in that box? Amazon had it in Prime, no shipping. What you looking for? Paste. What kind of paste do I need? Don't be trying to slip a paste. Hey, Jean, don't be trying to slip a jar of paste I might need by me. Two Kathys. So this was, I had signed up and I was collecting the Tracy Bautista homemade inks and watercolors for a while. And I thought, I've been using inks on my jelly plate with that Stuart Simple paint and mixing it up a little bit. So I thought maybe we would try some of these. At some point, and I got this. She has this, I forget what she calls it. Is it on here? It's some kind of salt that's got new XL multicolor watercolor, one miscellaneous color. No, that's not it. It's a salt. It's some kind of salt that's colored. And you can see the colors. Look, it's got a little bit of gold in there. And some of this bleeds out in color. What's this? Color, Parrish, your artwork. Or not. Okay. No, I don't know what that's called, but it's some kind of salt that she makes and sells with her kits. So there's all kind of vials of inks. There's little samples of watercolors that she's, well, I know they're in here, aren't they? Little like blobs of watercolor. Maybe these are just look like the same. There's one, like little dots. So we'll see what we get to with this. But first, I want to try to do something that I have to do. I don't have to, but I really want to. Hey, Wendy. Oh, the Amato, the starch glue, Kath. Could be salt burst. Yeah, I think you're right, Kate. I think you're right. So I just wanted to make some little tags that I'm going to need. And I thought I'd just slop some watercolor on them and see what happens. And I just got out an old palette. So several years ago when I did my little retreat one summer, 9 of us stayed after the retreat and carpooled and followed Xandra up to the ferry on New York, on New Jersey side. Parked there, got on the ferry, went into New York City, and we went to dinner, stayed overnight, and then went to the Creamer pigment store and had a class on making watercolor pigments, metallic watercolor pigments. So we had access to their whole their whole selection of pigments, and they taught us how to make the watercolor ones. The metallic ones. You don't really mull the metallics. They suggest using it with a palette knife. And then we all got 14 full pans that we could make and fit in this tin to take home with us for whatever we made. They're really great pigments. And that's what I make my rose gold out of. I kind of have a petri dish of it. And I also pulled out a couple. This is a silver one that I got. I think this is I should know the name of this brand by the case that it's in. What the heck is it? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Somebody will know what it is. I know, CB, you ditched us. But Kathy, Dragonfly Smiles, and CB, you didn't go. Kathy and Gayla, Xandra, Jan, who's in chat, Paul and Joan from England. Tam went with us. And that's when Cece was with us. When Cece Creations, she came down from Montreal to teach a class at the retreat. And then she had to drive back to Montreal, but she went with us via New Jersey into New York and then up to Montreal. So it was a blast. We had a really good time. So let me grab a brush or two. And I just want to like slop some very, loose watercolor just to put some kind of color on the tag. Then I'll probably go back and put somebody's name on it with ink. Where's my brush I want to use? Where are you? Well, really, where are you? This one will work, I think, for what I want to use. Gosh, I haven't used watercolor in so long, I'll forget what the heck I'm doing. Is it color? Yeah, that's it. Korobi, is that what it is? That looks familiar. Fine Tech, thank you. Fine Tech, I think they're one of the same. But yes, Fine Tech, thanks. Oh, do you use them, Kate? Yeah, they're awesome. They're really nice. So let's see if I remember what the heck I'm doing. Let me get some of these paint jars out of the way so I can reach my bowl. Get my bowl a little closer. All that stuff out of my way. Sheesh. It's like I'm trying to work on a masterpiece. You have some in a safe place. Oh, I got a lot of safe places. So let's loosen some of these up. And some of these are pretty flashy. So let's just go grab one. And we made up names for these and wrote the pigments that I used on the side of the pans. And then some of us traded with others that we liked at what we had. It was fun. So I just want to, I think I'm just going to kind of do like a roly-poly abstract kind of thing. And then I'm going to drag a little something metallic through it. This chrome green is in here. Chroma green, I think it is. And I might just splatter some black ink on these. I just want to throw some color on them. I'm not trying to be, as you can see, an artiste. But see what that chrome green's doing in there? That'll be really pretty when it dries. Just a little splish and splash. So I got to make, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. And if I get these done, which I certainly should be able to pull that off, we'll throw some stuff on the jelly plate with the Tracy Bautista inks and see what happens. That's what we'll do. I forget what this one is, but this, I think this is purple with green in it. And since that's got a little, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I think this is Xandra's, similar to her mermaid tail that was kind of discovered in that class, I believe. Throw a little rose gold in there just because we can. Throw a little splats. Maybe I'll splat this one too. That stuff never hurts to put that in there. Spritz some with water and drop the color in on the tags. I can do that. I'm going to grab some of my favorite nibs color. I think this is lightning. I couldn't read the label on it. It was so dirty from me doing crazy stuff with it. Looks like it. This really separates into really, if I have the right tray. I think it is. I see some of the turquoise coming up. Oh, I forgot to put my little finger condoms on. Ooh, God forbid. Okay, let's see here. I only need to do a few fingers for these. Doesn't have to be ultra sterile. All right, that ought to do me. Yeah, that's separating pretty good. That is, of course, these tags aren't watercolor paper, right? They're just whatever tag paper is. So let's throw some of this silver in here. This is supposed to be a really metallic silver, like a real metal silver. It's a little awkward with these fingers on, handling a little brush. All right, let's scoot you up there. Yeah, I did these similar to these a few years ago at one of the retreats. I forget what I was tying them to, but they came out pretty good. But I was doing them somehow different, and I don't know what I was doing different. I forget what these are. Let's see what's going on here. One of these spilled out, and because we left to go back to the ferry, like our hair was on fire catching cabs to get to, so we didn't miss our boat, and some of them got a little tipped over and may have spilled a little bit. And this, oh, that's pretty. I remember that color. Oh, yeah. I'm going to put rose gold in with that one. I still think a little bit of black might look pretty good on those. You know what I should probably do is spray the back of one. Oops. Oh, crap. Throw it on top of the other one. That's what I should do. That was a good plan. For the front, maybe it'll lay down a little bit better. So let's do Joan made me that one. Sandra made that white one with the sparkle that was in it. I'm trying to see what the pigment was in there. Desert gold was in there. And Lord knows what else, but this one was a pretty one. And maybe cougar red. Hey, Z! Old creamer palette that we made. Every time I say hey, Z, Siri comes on. I think that's too much water on that one. I'm going to set that aside. I don't like that. I don't like it. Let's try this. Let's try this again, shall we? CB, isn't this the color I said reminded me of you? Cougar red. Let's not ask why. Maybe a little bit of this with that would look kind of cool. Break up that darker red. Maybe splash a little rose gold on it. These are going to crowd up my desk pretty quick. That's how that one's settling down. I think that's your mermaid tail, Z. Didn't you put that together first up at Creamer? And this has that chroma green in it. And I don't know what the turquoise one was on there. It's this other one. This one. No, this one. Hey, Linda. All right. Let's do lava red, pale gold, and oh, what was that one called? Something sunset. Can't see it in the tray. It was really fun mixing up and having access to all these different pigments. I don't know what to put that one with. That one's kind of, let's see what happens with this. Yeah, probably not. Probably not the way to go. Let's throw some chroma green in there and see if that helps the situation any. Just drop it in there and see what happens. These aren't art, they're just a little tag play. I got to keep telling myself that, sir. See, that's it. Oh, and it flipped up on my shirt. And the color is beautiful, but that's a fail. I'll have to pull another one out of the pile for that. Hey, Kathy. Welcome. Are you in? Oh, you're asking Kate if she's in Jersey. Yeah, we've got a couple Iowans here. Hey, Linda, did I say hi to you? I forget. I do forget. That is the truth. Let's do another lightning. I think I need to throw a little spritz on there because it's really sucking up into this cardstock and it's not giving me the really pretty. And that one did break out more, but I can't remember if I sprayed that one with water first or not. That one's not tickling my fancy. Break some of that up a little bit. See what happens there. That could either be really good or really not so good. Let's throw a little bit more of this splats in there to get some more of that dark in. See what happens. All right. I'm going to need another drying situation here. Hey, let me grab something. CB, I was stuffing all your papers in a little folder today. I think you're going to be busy for a little while with those. I do like that Karma Green and the Mermaid Tail. That one came out pretty cool. This one, I don't even know if I want to. I'm not going to even bother with that one. I don't like that one. I don't like it. I do like it. So you can see that lightning, how it breaks out of that turquoise and like a indigo-y Payne's gray and a little bit of purple in there. That's pretty cool. Let me set you right there. They shouldn't take too long to dry. Hang on. Oh, so Kate, you and Z are close geographically. Oh, wow, that's cool. Very cool. All right, let's do one of Joan's. She did a kind of a spin-off on My Rose Gold, but she did something else to it, and I don't remember what she did. But it looks like this. Why is this all coming out like in a straight line? It's like my hand won't work. I'm going to put some more of that pigment on here. I think my condoms are messing me up. Ah. All right, let's see. What do we want to put in there? I forget what that is. I remember that was really pretty, but it's too similar to that. Let's throw some mermaid tail in here. That kind of looks good with just about everything. And maybe a little flick of chroma green in there wouldn't hurt us. That is a pretty color, that chroma green. What are you doing? Oh my. What was this one? I don't remember. That's very purpley pink here. What do we got here? Some of that just really sucks into that cardstock like right away. Let's throw some chroma green in there. It looks like a flower. Purple in the... Maybe a little rose gold. Never hurt you. Hey, Sherry. Well, there's Hey Siri again. I got to turn her off. Hey Z and Hey Sherry, and I get Siri. Oh, she's doing some acrylic gouache. Oh, cool. All right, let's start with some silver. This is very silvery silver. It really is. You can see these pigments. Of course, it's sucking into this cardboard. I mean, the cardstock real quick. But you can see those pigments dancing in there. It's very silvery. Well, let's throw some. Let's go with mermaid tail. Throw some of that in here. A little chroma green splat in there. Never hurt you. Ooh. Oh, that's too light. Let's do this one. This one, what was this? Desert Gold. This has Desert Gold in it. I think this was Desert Gold and Cougar Red. I think this is just Desert Gold, which looks a lot like the Indian Summer Creamer pigment, if you are familiar with what that is. It's like a color shift of basically sunset colors. It's got a real shift in there of a pink. Let's see if you can see that different color that comes out of there. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's throw some of this one in there. I forget what this is. This is like a champagne. This is Desert Gold, Pale Gold, and Polar Silver, I think. Very pearly. And then you drop your brush right in it. I again blame the condoms. Thanks, Sherry. All right, let's do, oh, what's this one? Did I do this one yet? I don't think I did. This one's very purpley violet. I might have done it. That kind of came out lighter than it was looking in this pan. Try to get some more down on there. Ooh, let's throw some chroma green in there with the purple. I like purple and green. That needs a little punch of something else in there. Something a little darker. There's a punch for you. I'm going to put a little water on that. And I'm going to put the lightning back on this one. Let's see if that helps it do its thing. Yeah, that's going to be better. Oops. Can't even keep it on the card. Oh, I'm good. Don't worry. I'm going to throw a little chrome green in there with the lightning. Ooh, that's pretty. You guys probably can't see what that's doing, but I can see it. Let's put a little rose gold in there. All right. Let me move these other ones on the drying spot over here to a little bit safer place. I'll come back and move those out of the way. Oh, this one went a little crazy while I walked away. Oh, I thought this would be an easy thing to stream because it's kind of a mindless whatever happens kind of thing, but it's kind of hard for me to even pull this one off tonight. That needs a little something else. That one needs help. Help me. That one's kind of cool looking. Kinda. Yep. That one needs a little boost of something. What are we going to boost you with there, my friend? This darker cougar red mix. I think that's desert gold and cougar red. I do believe that's what that is. All right. Did somebody say hi, Cece? Is Cece here? Jude! Where do you source it? These are, Jude, these are from Creamer Pigments in New York City. They have it is CC. You little rascal. We were talking about you. Were your ears burning? I was talking about when we had my little retreat and we went up to New York City after that was finished together. 9 of us went up and took the Creamer class making metallic watercolors. And I was just trying to make some tags for this year's retreat, throwing some watercolor on it. So I just pulled out this pigment. We walked down memory lane a little bit. But yeah, Jude, they're Creamer. You can get them from Germany, and New York City is where they have their stores. Yeah, there was 9 of us I was trying to figure out who it was. It wasn't CB. We know that already. That was fun. Oh my God, that was a fun trip. So it was CC, myself, Zandra, Tam, Jan, Kathy, Gayla, Joan, and Paul, right? 9 of us. And then we are all carpooled up Then Cece went on to Montreal. Then Zandra and Tam split off and went to their separate ways in New Jersey. And then the other 6 piled in Dave's Navigator, and we drove back. All 6 of us drove back to Maryland. It was fun. I was so jealous of the ones in the back seat of the Navigator. CB didn't want to hang out with us. I know. Isn't that heartbreaking, CC? CC and CB, you'd think you'd be tight, but no. Yep. Every time I feel like I want to do the tango, I think of our time in New York City. Oh, Lord. So I'm going to slop a little paint. Let's put a little of this silver in here. Cece, I know you have some of the Fine Tech colors. Have you ever tried this True Silver pigment of theirs? It's pretty good. It really pushes the pigments around. It's one of those real fanciful dancing metallics when it hits the water. That's right. Then Jan drove all the way from Maryland back to Alabama. Oh, forgot about that little jaunt. We weren't done when we got back. Some of us were done, but you weren't done when we got back to Maryland. Oh my gosh. There's a little chrome green in there. That never hurt anybody. Yep. So let's start out with my rose gold on one. Let's see where that leads me. Oh, you know what I should have out here? I didn't bring out a full palette or anything. Where did I sneak it off to? Hang on. I got too many darn drawers. There. Oh no, you know what? I'm just going to have to get a little bit of the tube. Hang on. There we go. I'm going to get a little. I'm just going to put it right in here. Nobody's going to care. I'm going to put a little Lunar Black in here, because Lunar Black does really cool things with the rose gold. Of course, this is probably too dry already, but this is Daniel Smith Lunar Black. It's really granulating, and sometimes that's... How many hours does that take you, Jan, to drive from Maryland back to Alabama? Trying to get that to mix up a little bit more. That dried too much to really make its magic. Plus, again, the paper is just cardstock. It's not really doing its thing. Let's start with Lunar Black and then put some rose gold in it and see what happens. I remember something pretty hysterical happened going through a toll booth, and we got kind of separated with the caravan. No, they don't move like they do on UPO. 14-hour drive. Okay, well, I drove 13 hours yesterday. Oh, Lordy. That was a long way. Why is it? Oh, I know why that's beeping. That's my medicine alarm. I guess I'll live. Oh, now I'm waiting and talking here and not doing my thing. So easily distracted. Oops. I can't, yeah, this isn't doing its thing on here like I want it to. That's okay. It's all right. Don't have quarters. Didn't have quarters for the tolls. Oh my God, that's right. Ah! And remember, Tam's not here. But why were we laughing so hard? I almost peed myself getting out of the car after the toll booth on the side of the road where we were afraid we were going to lose Cece, trying to flag her down. Tam and I were jumping out in the road, flagging down a car. It was some man in a car like Cece's. It wasn't even Cece. Oh, I thought, oh my God, he's probably wondering why we're trying to flag him over. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, well, you know, you do what you can do. That's kind of sad looking. Let's do this. Let's put a little water on there and go with when you see a toll booth sign, no American quarters. Oh God. Good times, good times. Thinking when I retire, I can try to do more of these little get-togethers for people who can't make it at the exact time or would want to come twice a year. You're the glutton for punishment. Some of these are going to look kind of drab. Get a little more silver splatted in there. It's kind of a bright silver though. That's pretty. And maybe a little. Yeah, we had a lot of good laughs that trip. The only part you missed, CC, was coming back on the ferry boats trying to get the cabs to understand where we wanted to go and get us. They took, who was it? Me, Joan, and Paul. Was one of you other guys with me? Oh, well, she can come with you sometime. We'll have to plan that, CC, and you guys can both come. And but yeah, we somebody, I think it was me, Joan, and Paul, and I thought maybe a fourth person. Maybe it was just the three of us. There's Tam. We're just talking about our trip after the retreat a few years ago when we all went to New York City to Kramer, trying to get back to the ferry dock and ended up 2 different ferry docks. Some of us right, some of us wrong. Headed the wrong direction. Let's just do some with splats and see what happens. I know the taxis, good Lord. We had it kind of figured out. We were like 3 in each taxi and everybody jumping in and trying to get to the same place, and like the Keystone Cops in some cases. There's some chrome green with the lunar black. Ooh, that's pretty when it hits the black. I think that needs a little more black in there. Maybe we'll put some lightning in there. Oh, that's right. You guys went to the Da Vinci store, right? Do the splats then spray. Oh, yeah, that's good. That needs a little something lighter in there. Let's go with some Dilba. That one actually is looking kind of cool. What did I have there? Lunar black, silver, and lightning. Let's see if we can replicate that. So, oh, don't wrinkle up that much. Don't bend up on me. I'm going to spray underneath of it. See if that helps flatten it out a little bit. It's running off the page. Running out of lunar black. And this lunar black is now Got a lot of sparkle in it from the rose gold and the silver, and Lord knows whatever else it's been dunked in. All right, so let's do that. And let's do some silver. I think that's what I did next. These condoms are really hosing me. This one here, Jan? And now let's do, that's actually pretty nice right there. And get a little bit of that color that's going to break loose in this lightning. See, this lightning I'm talking about is made by Nibs Watercolor in the UK. It's a really nice color. It looks dark, indigo, Payne's grayish kind of color. But it granulates and separates into really cool turquoise and purple. And like, here's one that's got some of it in it that started to separate. See all those colors in there? Except for the metallics. That's all the lightning. I could eat that stuff. Don't eat it. I'm just saying. I'm going to go dump this side on the, I'm going to dump these over on the other 6 that are laying here drying. Over on the safe zone, if there is such a thing down here. Oh. Okay, that's 3, 6, 9, 12. $13, $14, $15. That one's, I think, has got silver, rose gold, and the lunar black on it. And this one has the lunar black, lightning, and silver in it. And this one I think is the same except for some of the green splats that ended up in there. Okay, need a couple more. Then we'll be done with this monstrosity. Don't remember where you put it. Jim. Who's Jim? Is that my Jim? Jim Smith. Hello, my dear. Good to see you. I'm kind of doing the same, Jen, with some of my papers and jelly prints and different stuff to try to give everybody a fodder folder. Have a link to the lightning. Hang on. Z, do you have Nib's website you can give CC the link for? She wants to order some of the lightning. She's got an Etsy shop. And it's Nibs, N-I-B-S, Nibs Watercolor. You have to take pictures for us, Jan. Show them on the big screen when you get here. Wendy, are you talking about the lightning watercolor? Yeah, Xander's going to see if Xander can get the link to the Etsy shop and put it up there. It's Nibs Watercolor is the name of it, the Etsy shop. And I think she might be doing her summer storm set that includes lightning, sun, rain, maybe, and thunder. How are things in the West Coast, Jim? Are you holding it down? Put a little water on that one for some reason. I don't know why. And let's flick some rose gold because my mind's blank, so I thought that's where we would start. I love this color. Can you tell? That's why I have it in a Petri dish. Nibs. There you go. Z's just put the link to there you go. You got it. The link to Nibs in there. Let's do some of this mermaid tail. This is where mermaid tail was born. New York City. That's the one that Xander sells. Z, are you still selling your watercolors? You got it too, Wendy? Okay, good. Yeah, she Nibs Watercolor made a developed a color and named it Xandra. It's very mermaidy, in case that would shock you or surprise you. It's really a pretty color. I have to get some of that. I haven't placed an order there for a while. Let's throw a little silver spots in there too, just because we can. You know, I might just do one with silver. Oh, so Z's still making her colors of watercolor and sells it through her blog, which is Scraps to Beauty, right? Z, put your blog's link up there if you'd like. Oops. Let's do a little streak of the silver. That's really pretty, but that really sucks it up in there pretty quickly. Try to get a little bit of drops of some lunar black in there and see what happens. Can only water twice a week here in Napa. Oh, wow. 190 to 100. Oh, Lord. Do you guys get humidity much there, Jim? How do the vineyards make out when it's limited like that? Or are they limited? Is that just for private property that's limited? We're on a well here. We're not limited, but we're on a well. So we are limited. Oh, the vineyards get an exception. That's what I figured. Hey, Cass. I figured they would. Guess they kind of have to, right? A little mist on there and maybe a little splat of chroma green. Because why wouldn't you? And now I think I'm going to just keep going and make another couple more in case I miscounted or one looks really crappy when it dries. Oh, there you go, CC. It's really pretty. You're going to like it. I hope. I hope. Now that I talked you into it. Let's do, I'm real limited here with my choices I pulled out. You know what? Let's do this. Back into the lightning. I'm going to put a little water on the paper. It seems to break apart a little bit better when I use some water with it on this cardstock. Oh. Yeah, that's going to work a little bit better. And then let's throw some of this. Right, you'll have wine to drink. Maybe you can water your flowers with some wine. Put it back to the earth. Oh, this one's cool, CC. This one's starting to break out already. See the little tendrils of turquoise and purple coming out of there? I could eat it. Don't eat it, but I could eat it. And let's do this one. This is like a champagne gold, and it's got such a smooth pigment. It's not gritty at all. It's just a sheen. Oh, that's pretty. Look at you. I'm not going to overdo that one. I'm just going to let that one kind of live like it is. And I'm going to try to spray the bottom so it doesn't curl way too much. And we shall see what happens. It's really good. That color is really good, CC. I'll see if I can find the drawer where I stuck a couple watercolors that I did. Just abstract, you know. I just do abstract. But I'm going to try putting it down with the brush, with the water, and adding some stuff in it and see what happens. And show you what that looks like when it's dried and separated on watercolor paper. He's nice. Mommy like it. See what that one does. Let's throw a little bit of that in there again. That was actually pretty nice. All right, let's see where we are. I'm going to move these other ones over here out of harm's way. That's 18. All right. Okay. I'm telling you, these finger condoms are driving me crazy. Trying not to wreck a manicure. There you go, CC. CCC. See what it's doing? Telling you, you can't hate it. You can't hate it. This one's doing it, but it's a little bit behind because I just did this one. You CC? CC. All right, let me see if I can. If I got to look through 15 drawers, we'll proceed with something else, but let's see if I can find that and show you. All right, there we go. Okay, let me skedaddle over to the other side here. You've probably seen me put some on Instagram over the last year, CC. Oh, here we go. Some of these are just like samples of me wanting to see what the paper, different papers, what it did. Hang on, finding some here. Where are you, little fella? There we go. There's another one. Okay, that's enough to show you. Well, that's one of my favorites. I'll show you that one too. I'll show you all those. I forget I did all these. So these are all the nibs watercolor enlightening. Lightning, not enlightening, but enlightening color. Well, you know what I mean. So these I did all kind of stuff. This was different. Actually, CC, this is the watercolor paper that came from that homemade paper place in Montreal when I don't know if it was when Kathy and Gail were there. That anyway, this was on that watercolor paper that was handmade, and I put some saran wrap over it, and all this is the lightning and a little bit of rose gold. And you can see how that rose gold caught in there, and it's kind of bright in some places, but see the colors that breaks out into? That's all it is. All right, this one, here's another one. This one turned out really cool. It almost looks like some kind of ice crystals, but that had saran wrap over it. But look how it pulled that purple in one direction and the turquoise all kind of bled out around the sides. Can't hate it, people. You guys need to let, oh, that's okay. I demonetize my channel. I don't worry about that stuff too much. Yeah, this is another piece of that, but look how this one came out. That might have had a little bit of lunar black in there. And that's where those dark pieces got caught up in the saran wrap over it. I just did a little gold scripting over top of it. But that's what all these are. This is more lightning and lunar blue. Is that lightning? Yeah, it is. You can tell down here with the colors. All right. I was kind of on a roll doing this stuff. This one messed up. I was trying to do my pictograph stencil. I don't know what the hell I did there, but it was all smudgy. But I like the other stuff, so I just held on to it. Here I put a piece of gauze over it and then tried to write through the gauze. Bad move. Don't do that. Hey, Colleen. This is just one streak of the lightning. And look at that. I had it really thick on my brush there. It's really pigmented there. And then where it's washed out some other streaks, and down here where it kind of pulled up. You can't hate it. This one really shows you what it does. This is over crackle paste. I don't know what the hell I was doing, but I had this little strip of crackle paste, and I thought I'm going to put watercolor over it. And that's how the watercolor, it's just a layer of that lightning over crackle paste that dried. And look what it did. Looks like some kind of lizard's tail or something, how it like separated in little chunks like that. Come on. Focus. I don't know. But you can really see, and it looks like kind of lightning streaks through it. Right? You can't hate that, people. And this was a different kind of paper. I forget what this is, but this is lunar black, and then this is the lightning. And then I did some gold scripting over it, but it's that real linen kind of paper, and it really granulated really cool on that paper. Looks like it's on cloth. Look at this little blob down here. Look what happened down here. Hello, lover. Oh, thanks. Thanks. Oh, that's the same one. Okay. And then this is a piece of just, well, this is good watercolor paper. This is pretty heavy. But this is lunar black, lightning, rose gold, and saran wrap. That's all that is on there. That saran wrap gives it a cool texture, but it's really cool. Down here, I can see it. I'm going to see if I can get it on an angle. And down here, how that rose gold gets hung up in the little creases. And see how shiny it is there? It's kind of like it's pulling the pigments apart that I mix in the rose gold to make it that color. It's kind of separating the pigments, it almost looks like a little bit. I don't know, but it's really fine. It's fine. But anyway, that's your lightning. I can't wait to see what you do with it. You did good. All right, come back in here. Okay, so what else was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to try a few jelly prints with that paint that breaks apart. The Stuart Temple. And some Tracy Bautista inks that I discovered in my stash, hidden away for, I don't know, 3+ years maybe. That's what happens. Let me grab my jelly plate. Oh, thanks, Cece. And Xandra makes my rose gold recipe in her on her blog. If anybody's interested in that, Xandra makes it. I don't sell it, um, but Z does on her Scraps to Beauty blog. Oh, thanks, Kathy. I'm reading up higher in chat where I wasn't watching before about the gold scripting. Thank you. Hey, Colleen. You're not too late. I just started. When did I start? About an hour ago, I guess. Oh, thanks, Liz. Yeah, a lot of them are really pretty, but they're a lot pinker. Um, and, some are a lot yellower. Um, what did you do? I didn't. I had a manicure, and I'm trying not to destroy my art fingers with it right after I get my manicure. So I just have my little finger cots on. They're all good otherwise. So I was sitting here the other day picking off paint, and my two very heavily coated brayers are now down to their belly skin again. So I wanted to let's see. Here are these Tracy Bautista inks. She sells these little vials in kits throughout the year with, you get some watercolor, some inks. I was expecting that to be blue like the label, but that is not blue. And some of these are liquid watercolors and some of them are inks, so I got to try to figure that out. Let's see here. Oh, that's a pretty one. I know what that is. Oh, it says watercolor. No, it doesn't. It says Bautista color. Oh, that's a pretty one. It's a pink with a shimmer in it. So let's just pick one for now. And let's try some of this salt stuff. What could possibly go wrong? I might need I need a full body condom for this, I think. I don't think it's going to save my manicure. It's a green one. I don't know why I insist on putting these all back in their little boxes, because they're not really labeled, so I don't know. I'll just have to search again. It's a blue. This is a blue with some sparkle in it. That doesn't look like it has any sparkle. Not that we have to have sparkle all the time. We don't always have to sparkle. Although, I love me a good sparkle. What's that? Oh, that's kind of got a golds. What is that? Oh, that's got a multicolor little twinkle in there. I don't know if you guys can see that through the glass. A little bit. Uh-oh. Okay, we got a leaker. See, this is why I have my... That's a goner. Okay. All right, let's try. I'm not even sure what I'm doing here. Let's get this one mixed up. So I have this Stuart Simple paint that I've been playing with on the plate, and this is the white 2.0. Stuart Simple, S-E-M-P-L-E. You can buy it on culturehustle.com. It's not cheap paint, but it does some things on the jelly plate that I can't find another paint that does this. Now, one that does something similar is the Golden's High Flow, although the Golden's High Flow paint does it on crack. Like this white, when you put out a thin layer, as it settles, it'll start to develop and separate into little pinholes, which makes really cool prints. Let me see if I can. Some of you guys weren't here before with me. Let me see what I can find. This is nothing. It's in my way. See these circles that are there? That's the paint. I put in a couple circles on a jelly plate and rolled it out, and it kind of holds its shape. But then see the tiny pinholes that develop in the paint? It gives it a really cool texture. And I was playing here the other night, putting a real thin layer of some of the color shifts of the Simple in there. See that? That used to be white, and that I got one of those color shifts and a real thin layer on that. Did these few things. I did these. This has a purple turquoise. See that shift happening there? But see the holes in the white? It makes it really a lot of texture. I'm going to show you my first print that I did with this stuff. Here, I almost swallowed my teeth. This was my black bond paper that I use. And I had a cleanup of my cave etching stencil in bronze, golden bronze, you can see underneath there. And I also have that golden bronze in a spray bottle with a, here it separates out here, but that's the bronze. Oh, Jesus. You mix it up, you know, and you got the golden bronze. And that's what this mist is. I had sprayed this through my stencil. And so this was the cleanup print, this whatever was left on the plate. And then I thought, hey, I'm going to take this one, and I put the white paint on the jelly plate. That's all it was on the jelly plate. And I picked it up when it started to beat up like this. I picked it up on this cleanup print on black paper. So it looks blue-gray because the paint sucks some of the color or dyes out of the I think he does, Jim, but I think the white 2.0 and the black 3.0 and that series, I think they're like pretty standard now. But these are the ones, the color shifts. They're small bottles, but they are crazy paints. So this looks like a blue-gray that I love, but look at the texture that came out of here. And this is what got me sucked down the Stuart Semple Trail. This thing looks like 3D moon craters. Oh, come on, focus for me. There we go. Now we're talking. Well, we were talking. Got to get it like right up against the camera to focus. It's so much texture in this print. But that's an example of what this white does. All right, so and this is kind of the stuff I was doing with it. On the jelly plate, when I add ink to the white paint that's already thin and runny, you get this watercolory look, right? And it just gets crazier, and you run down a rabbit hole and you make a million prints. This was the black 3.0. See those black dots? That's how the black beat it up on my jelly plate. So first I thought, this is going to be crap on the jelly plate. And then I thought, let's work to its strong points, to its advantage. And but here's some other ones. I got little flecks of foil that I put on the plate. Right, and picked it up. They were just really crazy. This was on, hang on, these were on rice paper. How that separated and made little wicking patterns through there. It just got crazier and crazier. This was one of my favorites. That little piece right there, I could eat that. I might eat it. I made a copy of it just in case I got stupid and used it. But yeah. So they were, there's just like a million of them in here. Here's one that I did with different inks and paints on. That's the white. So instead of looking at history, let's make something. Good Lord. Oh, okay. So now let's use different ink. So here's the white. Now let me think. What are we going to do here? Ooh, little boogers. Paint boogers. Let me get that off of there. There we go. Okay, so what I did was I just took the paint because it's kind of thin and just kind of went like this. Made little circles on the plate. Just because that's when I put a runny paint on, that's kind of how I can imagine these pools bound in a coffee book. Oh. So then I would add a little bit of ink. And since we got this one out here, we're just going to throw a little bit of this in there and see what happens. This is one of the Tracy Bautistas. There's some shiny pigment I'm trying to get mixed up in there. Let me pull this out just a little teeny tiny bit. Of course, my finger condoms will not allow me to use my trackpad on my computer. It doesn't recognize my fingers. Let's just throw a few bits of this in there. All right, and that's going to kind of make that a lighter blue, and the white might knock down some of the shine that was in there. But then I just kind of spread it out and see what the white does. It just makes these like striations and everything's kind of beating up. That's what it do. So then I take a piece of black paper, and this is Nina Astro Brights in the color Eclipse. I get it by the ream. It's printer weight. I get it by the ream. And the more you wait, see how it's still beating up and beating up? Let's see what happens. And that's a 9x12 plate. So it's a little, where's my deli paper got shoved back here underneath this other stuff? Hold on. The paper is 8.5 by 11 and the deli plate is 9 by 12. I like it because it colors the whole piece of paper, but then you got these edges to deal with. Hi, Elon. That's Queen Pam, right? Is that the same QP, Queen Pam? If it is, you look lovely on your picture on Facebook with your makeup. All right, so let's see what this looks like. And see, you get this lusciousness left. And see how kind of watercolory, splattery kind of thing that looks like? You can't hate it, people. And I forgot to put down a little bit of my metal flakes on the plate. I just want little tiny pieces of them. I don't want big chunks, but sometimes that happens. So we just live with it if it does. And this will pull up randomly here and there. Some will stay the whole night. Some will pull up on the next print, and you get what you get. This was an accident I found out one time. I did a print. I was doing my stencil sale a few years ago, and I was going through showing the prints, and this one print had foil on it. I thought, well, what the hell happened there? And then I realized I was doing foil earlier, and that stuff, like, it's so airy, it just kind of comes out of nowhere, and it got stuck in the paint. And I thought, hey, let's put that on our plate intentionally and incorporate it into some prints and see what happens. So let's see, what other kind of concoction do we want to put in here? Let's I'm thinking. Don't pressure me. I'm thinking. I'm going to go back with a little more white. And let's do a different ink. I don't know what this one is. This one looks kind of crazy. Unusual kind of, I don't know. It's kind of green, kind of olive, kind of gold. Hey, Gail. Jim, is that gold leaf? Yeah, it's just gold, little flecks of gold. But I do put gold leaf on it sometimes, just pop little bits on. But this is just easier sometimes. So let's, I don't want to do that one. I want something else pretty. I want something that's going to kind of go with that blue. That's a different blue. I can tell you I'm going to have to get rid of these boxes because this will drive me crazy. They're packaged nicely, but after that, yellow. Well, let's just take them out of the boxes now. Let's just remedy that situation so I don't open the same bottle 18 times. I've had these for, well, I know they're pre-COVID, at least. Oh, this one's pretty. This kind of greeny color. And another thing I was using is this Jane Davenport Incredible inks. It's like ink, I-N-K, Credible ink. And it's in the color. This one's called Mermaid Tail. I like that color. So What was I going to say? Trying to make real skinny little circles with that. A little bit of this ink. And this doesn't have any shimmer in it. This is just clear ink. So we're just going to go with that. The white kind of kills some of the shimmer in the inks anyway, so it's not, you know, not that big of a deal. And let's see what we get. It's real watery. But that's the beauty of it. And it's going to bead up. I'm going to try to get a piece of paper down there a little bit faster before it's all gone. Because some of it beads up a lot faster. And the Goldens, high flow, they bead up like, I mean, it's really fast. Now this, hey Ginger, I just packaged up your envelope for that stuff I was going to send you. You can have a little play and see if you like it. Just got to get them to the post office. That'll be my next feat. Okay, let's see what we get here. I feel like I'm too crowded up here. Gotta move this stuff out of my way. A little elbow room. I like some elbow room when I'm working. So this is with the green and a little bit of foil down there. So that might look a little bit different. Hey, Linda from Illinois. Oh, you're welcome. So, and see how this paper wrinkles. So you get those kind of ribs in the print. And see how the foil kind of comes up, just little tiny bits here and there. And this one barely, that ink was really transparent. You can hardly see that green ink on here. You can see a little bit of the blue that was there before, but there's barely any green in there. Very interesting. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's take this first one. That's still a little bit wet, but you can see that's a little bit more blue, right? So let's do this. Let me just take a piece of paper and see how much of this comes up. What comes up, comes up. I'll use the piece of paper again. All right, just get that little bit of that little wrinkly bits in there. Let's put some more of this down. Oop. I don't want those big chunks in there necessarily. But like I said, when you're using these finger condoms, you don't have much control. All right, good enough. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this. I showed it when I first came on. Have you ever dropped silicone oil on the plate with the paint to create cells? No, I have not. Have you done that, Jim? Interesting. So that just caught my eye. I wanted to show you guys again because this guy does really good work. And PM Artist Studio, you guys might know Patricia and Mariah. It's a mother-daughter team. They make stencils, PM Artist Studio stencils. And they've been joining my streams. I joined theirs and using their stencils and stuff, and they're really fun. But they had a guy on their Facebook page who has an Etsy shop. His name is Anthony Cody, C-O-D-Y. And I wanted a Baron. I hate the Baron that I have that I bought for the Jelly Plate. It's not a Jelly Plate brand. It's just a regular Baron. It's awkward. I don't like it. But he makes wooden ones that he turns from trees on his property, I guess, and inlays abalone and some other kind of filler stuff. I got one. And here it is. And he made this one custom for me. He flared this out a little bit bigger because my hand's bigger and I didn't want a little tiny knob to try to hold on to. So check that out. And he gives you a little bottle of tongue oil to use to keep her lubed up. You just thought about it. That's might be a good thought, Jim. Floetrol. Oh, here we go. I'm going to set the house on fire. Maybe another day. It's too late in the evening for the old gal to be pulling off that. So now I forgot what I was going to do. Oh, I know. I'm going to take one of these random color shifting paints. and put a real thin layer of this on the plate and then pick it up over this and see how it changes it. Some prints it changes pretty drastically. But you never know till you try it. But I'm going to put this green one on here. It's got a green blue kind of goldish tinge to it. And this is acrylic. Usually you see these color shifts in watercolor pigment, which I would love to know where to buy that watercolor pigment that shifts. Now I know Pigment Tokyo sells some. I have some. Those rascals are expensive. And I can't imagine what the shipping would be now because it actually is made and comes from Tokyo. So I'm just put a micro thin layer of this stuff on here. Just give it a little bit of a sheen. Now, I don't know how much of this is going to come off. A lot of pouring people use silicone Floetrol to get cells. I think I have some. When that first all came out, of course, I bought the stuff to do it. Never quite got there. It wouldn't be something I could do on stream, I don't think, because of my setup. I don't have enough space to really get a big canvas going and all that stuff. I'd have to move the camera and do all that. So I never did it. But it's around here somewhere in a safe place. Let's see if you can tell any of the shift on this one now. You may or may not be able to see it. Yep, you can see it. See that little bit of green, green gold, little bit of blue in there. It's hard to show these color shifts on camera. Sometimes if you turn them, you can see it. It's very subtle, but it's definitely there. Sometimes if you just turn it like this, you can see it a little bit better. But that definitely changed the color. You can see the green. Well, depending on the angle you put it, it's either green or blue or goldish. But it's really... It's really kind of cool. But that's not one of my favorite images of that. Let me see if I can find another print I already have that I can throw some of that on. I did a bunch of them the other day. Like here's one I had that was just the black paper with my cave etching stencil in bronze over it. And then I put the white over it, and that looked pretty cool. I thought I'm going to put a real fine layer of that color shift on there. And you can see it changed like purple turquoise up in here. It's subtle, but it's definitely there. And in person, you can see like the 3 color shifts much more distinctly. But that, you can't hate it. I'm telling you. Let's do this one. That would be interesting. It's got a lot of gold on it. Let's see what else I got in here I could do. This one might be interesting. Xander, I think I did this on a piece of paper you sent me. Do you recognize the sound of that paper? I don't know what that is, but I think you sent it to me. This is one of Robin's printables. That's one of the first ones I did with the black on the plate that was beating up. And honestly, I think when I first got this black 3.0, this is supposed to be the blackest black on the planet. I shook it, but I don't think I shook it as much as I thought I shook it. And the first stuff that came out was really runny. And it did this. It beat it up in little balls on the plate. And I thought, ah, crap, this isn't going to work. And I thought, wait a minute, that looks pretty cool. So I started using it like that. And then in a couple of days, I came back and went to do more, and the paint was thicker after I shook it. So it still does more of what the white does and a little bit of this, but not as much as it did the first crack I had at it. So let's do my favorite, the purple turquoise violet one. Hey, Judy. DD Space Art Reverse Collage Pieces. I don't get to watch Dee Dee that much because I still work. She comes on during the day. Patty, why don't you try pouring paint on the jelly? Patty, why don't you try your pouring paint on the jelly? My pouring paint? You mean with the I don't have pouring paint. I have paint I have the Floetrol and the additives and stuff where you got to mix it up, but not at 9:20 p.m. Mama's got to work tomorrow, and I'm pooped out. I just decided to come on for a little bit tonight. Maybe one day, but no time soon. And somebody just said they didn't think the oil would work great on the paper, and that's probably a good point. So I'm going to do this. This is one of Robin McClendon's printables. You can see her little gray rusted washers in the background and her coffee staining and stuff. And I just put the black on there and let it beat up. And that's all that has on it. So I'm going to put a little tiny thin little bit of this stuff. And the name of this one is called Intense Apathy. And that, I mean, this is a sheer little bit of a layer on there. You can't even see it once I roll it out. But it does pick up on the paper and make a little bit of a, not the oil. I don't know what you mean by my pouring paints. I don't have any paints that are specifically pouring paints. That's where I'm getting confused. But I'm old. I get confused a lot. Can't hate it, Tam. I've always said that. Let's see if just a little tiny bit of this comes up and changes the look of this one with a little bit of a sheen on it. It should. So I can see it. It's real subtle, and you see it more on the black. Hang on. See if I can get it to show. Look for little bits of greens and purples. Where can I show you? Down here. It looks pretty obvious. Yet not on the camera. There, see it on top of the black? It's very subtle. That was really thin. Maybe that was too thin for this type paper that sucked it up. Although in person I can see it a whole lot better than it's showing up on the camera. Let's try doing it to this one. Let's do, I don't want to do something that's too much like it to blend in. This is, maybe this one. This one's kind of wild. This one's called Lucid Confusion. No, I bought all the stuff, Evie, when that first came out years back with the Floetrol and this kind of silicone and all that stuff. But I don't even know how to do it anymore. I mean, I read up on it. I watched videos. And I thought, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Well, never did it. Never did it. So, no, I don't have the pouring paints, though. I know they make them. I think, actually, Leslie Onstad makes them with Color Art. I think she makes a line of those. Or you just buy the paint and pour it. It's already mixed up for you. That may be the way to go. Your flame has retired to the kitchen. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, and I can see that, but I think that's too similar. You see the purplish? It's picking up more of the, even though it was this one with that greeny gold, purpley stuff in there, it's picking up more. Well, actually, when I put it on its side, you can see some of the green. I don't know if I can get it to show on the camera. Gosh, it's so hard to show these. If you guys, I know Xander's tried to do this before. It's really, I don't know why it won't pick it up. It's like the camera. Show me what's there, but it doesn't show you what's there. Here you can see a little bit in that darker blue in the middle. See that pinky shimmer? It's very, oh, here, maybe this side will work better. Now, see, it's so weird. It looked bright pink, and when I turned it around, it looks green from where I'm sitting. That pink right there just looked green to me. Depends on a lot of things that aren't lining up for me. Okay, let's do this one, and then I think I'm going to wrap it up at 9:30. My honey's dragging. So here's this one. You can see the white circles that were in there. And this is, I think it's the Lacoste, or however. Well, I was going to say, Cece can tell us how to pronounce it, but not on chat. She can't. She sells a medium you can add to primary element powders to make them paint pour. Sells a medium to turn the powder pigment into acrylic paint. Yeah, I actually used to, I can't say work with, but I kind of used to be like a promoter of her products on my channel, and used a lot of her primary elements pigments and different things that I used to try to spread the word back in the day. CC is here. So this is the gold. This is Rich Pale Gold Studio Bronze by that company. And if you buy these on Jackson's, because they're twice the price on Blick. I don't know why. Love Blick, but that's the way it is. So this one I'm going to use this one is called Pleasurable Anger. All righty. To each his own. And I'm not going to worry about putting more foil in here. There's a little bit here, but there's a lot of gold already on there. So, and most of these, I mean, these, you know, that's a jelly print. That's not a piece of art, but I will be tearing these up and using strips of these or circles of these or whatever in collage. So they're fabuloso for what I want to use them for. It is hard to show, Z. All right, this is the Pleasurable Anger. Get it down there before it disappears. I should use this. And it does feel like I got pretty good grip on that. That other one, the handle was like a handle like this, that like you put your hand around it instead of gripping the whole thing. I think that's going to be nice. All right, let's see what we get here. Okay, I can see the greenishness to that. Whether you guys can or not, I don't know. See some down in there. That's the turquoise paint. See, some of this is turquoise paint. So don't let the turquoise and the green throw you off. It's two different things there. Gosh, it's not showing that much, is it? And I can see it. I see you. Let me show you a few I did the other night. And then we'll wrap it up. I did show you this one already. I showed you that one. This has a little bit of something on it. I don't know which one I use. Looks like the blue-purple one. And this one does, but this has a conglomeration of stuff on it. This one got way out of control. I thought I went over it with the layer of the black, and then I put one of these color shifts over it. I think the green one I just used. And you can see it if you really look. There you go. See it in the black? It shows up on the black more, obviously. It's there, but that one's seen better days. This one, I put a little bit of the purpley one on it. And this is on glassine paper. And you can see the sheen across the blank part where the stencils were. Those are some of the PM stencils. But you can see that little shift of the purple. I did this one. I think I showed you that one. That was just the white and a little bit of bronze on the black paper, but you can see all that shift in there. This one, I put the purple one over it, and you can really see that purple here in person, like down through here. It's like bright violet from where the angle I'm looking at it. And I can't make you see that. Looks like it's some kind of reverse magic trick. It doesn't. Oh, there you go. So a little bit of purple in that darker blue. And then the gold off by it. You can see it doesn't show up like it does in person. You're just going to have to believe me. And this one's got a sheen over it. But I forgot what I used. But it was so subtle. It was like you don't even know it's there. And I know I put it there. And this one has the purpley one over it. You can kind of see that kicking back a little bit. All right, and this one, this is on that black deli paper I just got. It's really thin. It's not as black as I like black paper. Like this is the Eclipse. It's a lot more black. This is the back side. You can't really see the front side other than this little edge, but you can see it's lighter than the Eclipse paper. But it's thin. It's thinner than that, so it's really nice for collage. Yeah, and here you can see that really kicking off of that one because it's all dark, I guess. But that's that green, purple, turquoise one. And maybe because it's on the deli, maybe it's a different texture and it doesn't absorb as much because it's got that, it's called steak paper. You wrap steak in it. So I don't know if it's got some kind of waxy stuff on it that kind of reflects that instead of absorbing it like this paper does. But this one, you can see that one. That one's pretty good. You can see on there. And I don't know if did I use a little bit more paint or is it just the paper or I don't know. But you can see that even up close. See all the different colors in there? Well, you could see them. That one had something on it, but I don't remember which one. It's not as, you can see a little green cast to it. I wish they'd sell these separate. This one has the purpley gold in it, which was probably not the choice to make, but you can see some of the violet kind of turning up over in here a little bit, maybe. There you go. It's there. It's just damn cameras. And this one, I think I put that purpley turquoise one on that too. You see that sheen over the whole thing. And this one, this is, I put more of this on the plate and did that Uncle Joe shadowing technique with that stencil. So you can really see it on there. But I would not, these paints are expensive. I would not use them that thick on the jelly plate. But that one just kind of accidentally happened. That doesn't have any of it on there. Yeah, that's where I stopped. I was putting a little coat on everything. But anyway, there you go. That's all I got for you tonight, folks. Nothing to see here. Put these away. I'm going to take these out of the boxes right now. And they'll fit much better in my little container. Ooh, that one's pretty. Why didn't I find that one in time? Turquoise with some shimmer. So check, this is Tracy Bautista. Right? She makes her own inks and her own, oh, that's pretty. Her own inks and her own watercolors, liquid watercolors, pan watercolors. And we didn't try this, but I don't know if I want to use it on my jelly plate anyway, but it's a colored, like a color burst salt. You know how you use salt with watercolor? Well, that's salt with color in it that you can use on top of stuff. So we'll play with that one day. It's funny what I find when I actually walk around. Say again, where you got those little bottles of magical ink. Yes, I got them at, ooh, that one's pretty too. A little shimmy in there. These are from, the website's called Culture Hustle. Culture Hustle. And it's Stuart, this one's bigger on this bottle. Stuart Semple is the brand on there. Come on, baby. Stuart Semple. Why won't you focus? Probably because I can't hold my hand still. Sweet Jesus. Stuart Semple. CultureHustle.com. And these were called Love Tones. It's in a set of 4. And that's what they look like. They were in a set of 4. I did get another one of his paints to try, hoping it would do what the white and the black has done on the plate. And it didn't the first time I used it. And that's the Tiffany Blue. Had to try it. You know why. But it came out real flat matte blue. So I'm going to try to play with it to see if I can get it to do what it was doing on another day. Another chapter of the story. Not tonight, my friends. That's a shiny magenta kind of pink. So, there was a spill in here. I'm going to have to try to take a little piece of something, clean that up. Before it turns into a bigger spill. This is why I have the finger cots on with all this ink and a manicure. All right. I'm going to move all these little swatches. I do not need those in there. And put the inks back. So we will save you for another day, my little friends. And the salts. And the jelly plate away. All right, kids. Thanks for hanging with me. I mean, I know that was a little short journey, but got some stuff done I need to get done. So, see, now this is dry. You can see more green on there. That might be some of it is having to wait for it to really dry. It's thick. It's not a thin layer, but it's thick paint. So who knows? What the hell do I know? I'm just I wing it. And sometimes I figure it out. Sometimes I don't. That's the way we roll. All right, kids. Mama going to hit it. And I will hopefully see you soon. Probably not until next weekend. But have a great week. And I'll talk to you soon. Good night. Thanks.